Alright guys, it is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly and we are back live for the preview of Manchester United as they take on Southampton at Old Trafford, an empty Old Trafford, but the Man United fan base right now is absolutely buzzing, make no mistake about that. And just before I've gone live today, two results have been huge for us. Chelsea and Leicester both losing their games, so we have a massive opportunity right now, a huge opportunity, an opportunity we haven't had this season. If we win this game, we are 2 points clear in top 4. We are 2 points clear. Massive, absolutely massive opportunity. We need to take it. We need to be ruthless, and I believe we will be. I'm confident we will beat Southampton, but I don't think it's going to be as simple as that. But I'm confident we will get the job done. Welcome, True Devils. Welcome, Kasim. Thanks for joining, man. Really appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't have been on your stream at 8 o'clock today. I apologise, man. Welcome, Asian Gamer as well. Thanks for joining. And Footy Live. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's get a like for the hype right now. The hype is real with this football club. We're playing some of the best football I've seen in the last 6 years. And we've got a huge opportunity to get back into the top 4. A massive opportunity tomorrow. We need to win our game tomorrow. If we don't win it, it'll be probably the biggest missed opportunity we've had to get back into the Champions League for ages. Asian Gamer says, so if we score a hat-trick, we have the same goal difference as Leicester. Exactly. Bournemouth doing us a massive favour, winning 4-1. 4-1 at the... I mean, we battered Bournemouth. We battered them. They were absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. And somehow they were able to beat Leicester 4-1. 4-1. That is ridiculous. But I'm not complaining. I really aren't. A win for Bournemouth and a win for Sheffield United is huge. Absolutely huge. And we have to capitalise. Am I doing the call-ins? I might do the call-ins towards the end, man. I might do the call-ins towards the end, Tom. So I'll let you know in the stream whether I'm doing them. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see how the stream goes. Asian Gamers, don't forget we've been in this position before and we bottled it. Exactly. This is why we need to be careful. We need to be cautious. We can't get overconfident. And in some ways, we can't let the pressure of these teams dropping points affect us. We need to just do our job and play like we have been for the last few games. We have to. We can't let the pressure get to us. And I'm confident that the way we're playing and the way this team is, I don't think the pressure will get to them. All of our games leading up to this game have been pressure games. If you look at the Aston Villa game, huge pressure riding on that Aston Villa game. And we brushed them aside. So ultimately, I think this team is good enough to handle the pressure and good enough to hold off Southampton and get the win. Mo, welcome to the stream, Mo. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. It's a big game tomorrow, mate. We need to capitalise. Couldn't agree more. Red Hill Studio G, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining. He says, bro, we are getting top 4, definitely. 100%. Well, I love to say 100%. I'm confident we will. I think if we beat Southampton, I'm 100% confident we're going to get it. 100% confident. However, I think we can't get overconfident now. We've just got to continue doing our job. If we continue doing our job, we will get the wins and we will get the points. The equation's simple. Win all our games and we get into the top 4. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what the other teams do. All that matters is that we have that equation in our heads, win the rest of our games, we get top 4. That is it. That's all we should be focusing on. That's it. No, don't. If the players are trying to look at other results and trying to kind of if they let other results affect them, then that's unprofessional. We need to just look at ourselves and go, listen. The equation is win the rest of our games. We just have to win. That's what you play football to do. Win games. Play well. And it's simple. It's a simple game. Oman G says, nah, this is different. Chelsea and Leicester are playing so bad. I know, I could not believe the result today. I really couldn't. Bournemouth winning 4-1 against Leicester, and it could have been 5 or 6-1. It really could have been 5 or 6-1 if they took their chances. Unreal game, unreal. But it is a must-win game, as you guys are saying. Footy Live says, I've said it since the restart, we're getting third. I love that optimism, and I hope it comes true, my friend. I hope it comes true, man. I hope it comes true. But we have had a habit this season and last season of getting these sort of opportunities and bottling it. But the way we're playing right now, I've got every confidence that we're not going to do that. It's different this time. And I just feel the way we're playing with the ruthless efficiency and the amount of chances we're creating, I would be surprised if we didn't win the game. But I'm going to talk a bit about Southampton now. And Southampton are not a bad side. They've won 3 of their last 5 and only lost 1 of their last 5. And that one loss was a 2-0 loss to Arsenal. In that time, they've beaten Man City. Obviously, they drew to Everton, which isn't a good result for them at all because Everton are not playing well right now. Everton are shocking. They really are shocking. It could have been the hat-trick of results if Everton could have got something against Wolves, but obviously Wolves aren't the team we're most worried about at the moment. But Everton were playing shocking, so that's not a great result for Southampton, but Danny Ings is on fire right now. He's the main danger man. He's the guy we've got to shut down, and we've got to be defensively resolute because he's probably seen that Jamie Vardy got a goal, and he wants that golden boot. Or at least he wants to push for that golden boot as much as possible. So we need to stop Danny Ings. And I think it's similar to Grealish. If we can stop Danny Ings, if we can isolate him, if we can give him as less service as possible, then I think we win that game. Because I don't think Southampton have got the defensive stability to stop us. Yes, they were able to keep out Man City. But in that game, Man City, you could argue, were very unlucky not to score. They peppered Southampton's goal, just continuously peppered them. And I really thought they were going to concede. But unfortunately, they didn't. And, I don't know unfortunately, but fortunately for Southampton, they didn't concede. So it's one of those games. It's one of those games which could either go not according to plan, very according to plan. I think Southampton are a team which, can turn up and be absolutely superb. And they do seem to like to do that against the top 6 sides. But they can also be an absolute disgrace. They lost 9-0 earlier in the season against Leicester. 9-0 at home. So they're one or the other team. They can never just play all right. They either turn up and play an absolute stormer or they're shocking. And I really hope it's the latter that happens. G says, how do you concede 4 goals to Bournemouth in one half? Yeah, it's mental. Absolutely mental. I mean, even though we conceded 2 goals in that game, Bournemouth conceded 4. No, Leicester conceded 4.5 and 2 to Dominic Solanke. 2 goals. Dominic Solanke has scored like 1 goal in the Premier League before that. He just doubled his tally. He scored double the amount of goals he's ever scored in the Premier League in that half against you. I mean, that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. And I'm not saying Dominic Solanke's a bad player, but I'm just saying. Welcome Krishna and Red Manx TV. Thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Red Manx TV and also check out Red Devil Studio if you haven't already. Really, really good stuff on those channels. Make sure you check out their previews and content. Really good stuff. Krishna says Man United scoring 3 goals against excuse me. Man United scoring 3 goals against Southampton with Martial 1, Greenwood 1, and Bruno with the penalty. Man United to win. You know what? It would be so satisfying to see the tears in rival fans' eyes if we got another penalty. It would be so satisfying. I'm not going to lie. It would be so satisfying. The amount of crap that is being talked about Manchester United right now on social media about the fact that the only reason we're challenging the top 4 is because of our penalties. I would love to see us break the record. It would just be a glorious moment. A glorious moment to see the rival fans crying their salty tears. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the fact that United are hated again. It shows we're going in the right direction. People haven't really... I mean, they've still hated on us, but they've kind of not really cared about us for quite a long time. Now, people are starting to get threatened. And when people get threatened, that's when they start making the excuses. They start saying the bad things. So I think we're going in the right direction. Red Manx TV says we have to win this. Totally agree. We have to win this. We have to win this. Krishna said, True Devils free kicks are the worry. Exactly. I think Southampton are going to use set pieces. They've got some height and they could do damage. They could. Mo says, we've got to get the first goal early tomorrow. I thought the same thing against Aston Villa. And to be fair, we were lucky not to be 1-0 down. Aston Villa peppered us really in that kind of first 25 minutes before the drinks break. And we were lucky not to be 1-0 down. But that was really important for us because obviously after the drinks break, we were able to break through and get the goal. But I think it has to be the same thing. We've got to be defensively resolute, and we've got to take our chances when they come. And the great thing about this team is that we're creating so many chances that even when we go 1-0 down in a game, you feel like we're going to turn it around, because the way we're playing, the ruthless efficiency at which we're scoring goals at the moment, just fills you with so much confidence that if we get the chance, and we will create chances, if we get the chance, we will put it in the back of the net. And long may that continue. Long may that continue. Footy Live says, do I go as far as saying Ole's out of the wheel? Oh no, don't say that. Don't curse it. Don't curse it. But listen, Ole's doing a fairly decent job at the moment. I think there's a lot of people who were Ole out who are potentially starting to flip and starting to, change their minds a little bit. But, I've been Ole in from the start. I'm not saying that makes me better than anyone else, to be honest. But to be fair, he's not doing a bad job. G says Chelsea and Leicester need to worry about Wolves and Sheffield. I like the confidence, G. I like the confidence, mate. I like it. I still think, look, the result tomorrow isn't a foregone conclusion. You would like to think on form we should get the job done pretty simple. We should get the job done because the way we're playing right now, I just can't see any team beating us. However, it's easy to get overconfident and it's easy to rest on your laurels a little bit. But the way this team is playing, I can only see one result. But you have to remember that Southampton have beaten big teams before. Obviously, they did really well against us at St Mary's. What did they? Well, they got the draw at least, and we were playing shocking in that game, but they did get the draw. They've obviously beaten Arsenal, beaten Man City. They've, taken, they've taken the sort of victory. Well, they've taken points off big side this season, big sides. Christian says penalty are pieces of football. People who are complaining, they're just jealous of Man United being in good form. Spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on. Sip on Alt, thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. He says, imagine supporting a club that cheats and has VAR in his pocket. Bruno is a championship level player who should be a pro diver. Greenwood is a one-season wonder. Mate, I love it. I absolutely love it. Keep it coming. I'm loving this. Don't you understand that Man United fans are loving? You're feeding Man United fans by saying that. We love when people hate us. We love it because it shows we're in the right direction. It shows you're threatened by us. I don't know what team you support, but it shows that you think we're good now. You think we're good, so you're having to make excuses. So thanks for joining and thanks for sharing that as a bit of light-hearted entertainment for us. Because honestly, we don't care about the hate. We don't. In fact, we want as much hate as possible. Krishna says next season Man United, Chelsea and Liverpool will be fighting for Premier League champions. I'm not sure I'd go that far. Obviously, I think even though we're playing good right now, we're in a very good purple patch. I think we do need to remember that there are still places in our squad where we do need to strengthen. There are still fragilities in this squad. We are playing very well right now, but ultimately we do need to. There are things we need to patch up, and I'm hopeful that we'll do that in the transfer window. But at the same time, I think you've got very strong squads at Liverpool and Man City, so it'll be interesting. But if we could challenge for the Premier League next season, I think that'd be a big sign of progress. Mo says 100% an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I know. It's it's good. Listen. Arsenal getting beat by Spurs, one of the worst Spurs teams in ages, probably one of the worst. I mean, especially a Spurs team in the worst form I've seen a Spurs team in ages. Still can't beat them. Still cannot beat them. I mean, come on. I'm not even sure if you are an Arsenal fan. Let us know what fan you are as well. He says you're still in fifth. Relax. Oh, fair. Well, listen. We're in fifth for now, and you're right. We're still in fifth. You're not wrong. We're still in fifth, but we're enjoying our moment right now. I'm sure if you can't say if Arsenal were playing the way we are that you wouldn't be like this. Come on, you can't say that. You can't seriously say to me that if you were in this position, you wouldn't be celebrating the way we are and being confident the way we are. Yes, we know there's still a lot of work to be done on this squad. We're not we're not deluded to think that this is the be-all and end-all, that we're going to win every trophy next season. We know there's still work to be done on this squad. But the way we're playing right now, you have to celebrate it. You have to be confident and happy. Because that's what being a football fan's about. That's what being a football fan's about. The good old days. Chris says, signing Bruno and Pogba, recovering from injury, bought Man United better midfield in the Premier League. Yeah, exactly. I think, them coming back have been like a new signing. Bruno and Pogba have been unbelievable. You gotta say. Yes, I am an Arsenal fan, proper football fan, not a glory hunter. There you go, mate. Yeah, listen, you can say glory hunter all you want, and it's the worst argument in the world, in my opinion. Welcome, Crazy Pizza Gaming. Thanks for joining as well. Appreciate it. But the glory hunter argument is the most stupid argument, because a true glory hunter would have left Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson left. Why do you think Man United fans, Man United still have the biggest fan base in the world? We haven't won a trophy in 2 years. How can we be glory hunters? Listen, I started supporting Manchester United in 2007, and I didn't have a choice about it. My dad supported the team. I didn't have a choice about it. I was lucky. I'm one of the luckiest football fans in the world supporting Manchester United. But you can call us glory hunters if you want. But it's the worst argument in the world. In fact, it's just an argument for someone who doesn't have an argument. But still, anyway, mate, thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for finding this community, and I'm sure you're enjoying your time watching the stream right now. Mate, you look at your team. Yeah, listen, I think as we have to focus on ourselves, I think Arsenal definitely have to focus on themselves as well. Mo says, enjoy not playing any European football next season. The banter in the chat is going mad right now. G saying, take your L, mate. We need to scroll down to see you guys. It's true, mate. Listen. You can come on here and spout whatever you want, but as I said, it's a free speech. I don't care. People can say whatever they want, and they can have a go wherever they want, and it's all fine. It's all cool. But I'm so surprised that Arsenal fans still are chirping up and talking down to United fans, when if we win tomorrow, you cannot finish above us. And you were celebrating finishing above us before, but you cannot finish above. If we win, we're 11 points clear with 3 games to go. You cannot finish above us. You actually can't finish above us. So anyway, hey, and we've been terrible for most this season. We've been terrible. Anyway, listen, I'm not going to dwell on that for too much, because we are previewing a game. He also, final comment I'm going to read out. He says, you really think Greenwood's going to do this again next season? Couldn't lay Saka on Martinelli's boots. Step over, shot merchant. Yeah, listen. You can look. I love it. You're having a go at an 18-year-old. You're having a go at an 18-year-old kid who's banging in goals for fun. He's 18. Listen, I'm honestly, we don't care. He's 18 years old and he scored more than bloody Pepe easily. Mate, you can have whatever you can say whatever you want, mate. You can say whatever you want about Greenwood. I don't care. Saying he's a one-season wonder, who cares? He's 18 years old. He's got such a long career ahead of him. We're not putting loads of pressure on him to become the next Messi. So we're just enjoying what he's doing. He's ripping defences apart at the moment. So listen, you can be as salty as you want. Mate. We're loving it. We're absolutely loving it. The United man, Shane, how you doing, man? Shane, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Make sure you check out the United man. Really, really good stuff on there. If you haven't already, check it out. He says there isn't any defence in the league that can handle our strike force. Right now, you can't argue with that. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. Daniel James, I would say I don't want to leave him out, but obviously Daniel James's form hasn't been the best since the restart, but he's definitely not a bad bench option. He's not a bad bench option to have, but that front three, Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, the proof is in the stats. We have now got the record for most amount of games in a row winning by 3 or more goals. The proof's in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. And Imo Hersey says, welcome to stream, mate. Thanks for joining. He says, hi, I'm supporting this club since 2004. I'm 23 years old. My dad is an Arsenal fan. Mate, just, give them a bit of love tonight. Make sure you give them a bit of a love tonight, because they need a bit of love right now, Arsenal fans. They're going through a bit of a bad patch. But am I worried? No, it's none of my concern, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. Anyway, Christian says the club who can't win against trophyless club. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Listen, Arsenal fans are going to be sorry, but there's always going to be that rivalry on Twitter, isn't there? I reckon even if Arsenal were in the bottom half, they'd still be trying to banter Man United. So, as I said at the start, the fact that we're receiving banter, the fact that we're receiving this hate, shows we're doing something right. We're going back to the back old days with Fergie, Howard Webb sleeping in Fergie's bed. It's all coming back. It's all coming back. So guys, drink it in. Drink this in. This is good. If any of your rival supporting mates, start trying to banter you about it and start kind of trying to, say that, you bought off the refs, or, Bruno's a diver. Bring it in. Bring it on. Take it in. This is what we want. This is what we've strived for as Man United fans. People hating on us. Because when people are hating on us, we're in our prime. And we're taking... It means we're doing something good. It means we're doing something good. But I'm going to get on to my predicted lineup for the game. And honestly, I don't really have to say that much, because I don't think there's going to be any changes. I don't see why there should be any changes. There could be a potential for Eric Bailly to come in for Victor Lindelof. But I think Ole really does trust Lindelof over Eric Bailly. We saw that in the starting 11 for the Aston Villa game. He chose Lindelof even though he picked up a slight knock against Bournemouth, which would suggest to me that Ole prefers Lindelof over Eric Bailly. And even though for me, I think Eric Bailly's actually been our most solid defender, definitely, next to Maguire, especially since he's come back from injury. But obviously Ole's the manager he's going to pick, and actually we've had quite a few clean sheets with Lindelof in the team as well as Bailly, so I think that's not a bad choice to have between the two. Personally, I would choose Eric Bailly, but if I was going to predict the lineup, I would go with Victor Lindelof. But I think the rest of the team's going to stay the same, and why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think. Okay, so I'm going to go through it, I guess. So De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, and then the front three: Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. That is my team. If you want to debate my team, let me know. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. If you think I'm spot on, let me know as well. True Delta, it's not our fault the opposition bring us down. Exactly, mate, exactly. Imo Hersey says strikers win matches, defences win titles. Exactly. Sir Alex Ferguson said. He said it and he meant it. And he knew what he was talking about. Of course he does. He's Sir Alex Ferguson. Inject the hate. I love that. Inject the hate, G. Inject the hate, everyone. This is what we strive for as a club. We're not being bantered, we're being hated. There's a difference. The difference between being bantered and being hated is that when you're being bantered, it means you're terrible. And we've been bantered for 6 years straight. 6 seasons straight, we've been bantered. And even this season, we've been receiving a lot of banter. Now, we're being hated. And that is what you love to see as a United fan. Mo says, don't let this guy ruin your preview, mate. Just ignore the salt. We're loving it in the chat, though. Mate, I'm loving it, mate. I'm loving it. Trust. I'm loving it. LSR Pre-Doing Slide, thanks for joining. He says, the reality is, mate, our results are on the match of the day and his are on homes under the hammer. What is that? I mean, I love that. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means, but I love that. I love that. Christian says, strikers win match, Arsenal defenders gives points to other clubs. Mate, David Luiz, again, did you see what he did? David Luiz, jeez, man. How has he still got a game? How is he still in an Arsenal shirt? I do not know. I thought he was finished. But the show goes on with Sideshow Bob at the helm, man. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But yeah, that was my predicted lineup. And I think with that team again, just got to say same again. Just got to say we've got to go into it with the same sort of ruthless efficiency in front of goal. We'll create chances. I think it's whether our defence will be able to keep out Southampton, because Southampton aren't a bad side. They have, they've as I said, they've taken big scalps this season. Beat Man City last week as well. Beat Arsenal. Actually, no, Arsenal beat them, but still, all I'm saying is, Southampton are not a team to be messed with. They've got some decent players, and they can be resolute when they want to be. Last season at Old Trafford, yes, we weren't as good as we are now, but they were 2-1 up. In fact, they led twice in the game, and it took a pretty miraculous comeback to get back into that game. So I think there could be fireworks. It could be fireworks. And I think it might be one of the closest games we've had since the restart. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we roll them over easily. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Mo goes with a 4-0 win. Solid 4-0 win. And the same team. I like your style, Mo. I like your style, man. I like it. Mo says, really looking forward to watching Troops swear continuously tonight on Banter FC and chill. Who isn't, mate? Who isn't? Get the popcorn. Get everything out. It's a great time to be a Man United fan right now, because not only are Man United doing well, but Arsenal are failing, and that's one of the main things. NSR Preeding Try said, do you reckon Ross Barkley would be a good Bruno replacement when he goes to Real Madrid in the summer? I don't know what to say to that comment. I'm going to skip it. Krishna says, I want CR7 to score more penalties and Man United to let haters be jealous. Exactly, mate. Exactly. In fact, I want every goal for the rest of the season to be a penalty, just to wind people up. Why not? Why not have that? Why not? I mean, it's just so good. It's so good right now. But as I said, we can't get overconfident. We've got to continue playing the way we are. We've got to be ruthless. We've got to, just play with the confidence and the swagger that we are right now and take our chances. If we do that, game's over. Game is over. Welcome RB Comms, thanks for joining, really appreciate it. Make sure to check out his stuff as well. Really good stuff on there. Long time no see, yeah man. Hope you're doing alright, hope everything's going well with you, man. Great to see you back on the channel. Really appreciate it, taking the time out to watch the channel, along with everyone as well. Thanks everyone for taking their time out at 10 o'clock on a Sunday evening to check the channel out. Really appreciate it. I'm going to give my match prediction, and then I'll probably be opening up for a quick call session. It probably won't be as long as the calls before. It probably won't be as long as the call session I had on other streams, where the stream almost went on for like nearly 2 hours, which is amazing. But today, unfortunately, I can't really go on for that long, unfortunately. But I will have a little bit of a call session in a second. So obviously you can call me on Skype or even on Discord. We've got Tom calling on Discord as well. So I'll open that up in just a second once I've given my score prediction. Siplon, okay, you know what, Siplon, I'll read your comment. He says, 16 years of not paying off refs. You spent £1 billion to finish 5th. You thought you were buying a Van Dijk type player in Maguire. The guy's heading and defending is like a headless chicken. Mate, you're an Arsenal fan. Like, what is this? You just lost in a North London derby. I mean, I almost respect it. I almost respect your confidence to come on here and say that. I almost respect it. I almost respect what you're doing. The fact that you're so shameless, you don't care about where your club is right now, you still give us the banter. I respect it. I almost respect it, mate. Honestly, I respect your determination. But listen, yeah, I'm going to admit, Maguire, for me, has been decent, but I don't think he's been the amazing Van Dijk that we all thought he might have been. But you can't say he's been bad. I disagree with anyone saying that Maguire's had a bad season. He hasn't. I mean, I don't think he's had an amazing season, but he's definitely not had a bad season either. So, listen, keep it coming, man. Keep it coming. NSR Preedings Live. Southampton are a good team and arguably our hardest game yet. Please don't underestimate them, guys, because you could be in for a disappointment. NSR Preedings Live giving the bad news there, but yeah, I think he's right to a certain extent. I think he is right. We can't underestimate Southampton. They've got some decent players in their team. And even though we're playing really well, and if we do play the same way we played against Aston Villa and we take our chances, I can only see one outcome. Southampton are not a bad side. And there's a reason why they are where they are, why they're in the top half of the table, because they play decent football and they get results. So we've got to be careful. And everyone just bantering Simon. Mate, you're getting a battering, mate. But it's all good all light-hearted banter in the end of the day, mate. All light-hearted banter. But I'm going to give you my score prediction for the game. If you're watching live right now, make sure to hit that like button as well if you aren't already. Really does help us out. But my score prediction for the game, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to United. I think it's going to be close. I think it could be a close tie. Obviously, Imo Hersey is very confident saying the 4-0 win. But I think it could be a very, very close game. I think Southampton are going to really want to upset the apple cart. Even though they're not playing for anything, I think they're really going to want to finish the season strongly. And they've got some decent players. Danny Ings, obviously hungry for goals, looking to push for that golden boot. I think we're going to be in for a test. This could be one of our most testing games yet. Obviously, we played Spurs, and that was a very testing game. But I think this one, in terms of our last 5 games, this is probably one of our most testing games. I think it'll be more testing than Villa, more testing than Sheffield, because Southampton are actually on a decent streak at the moment. When we played Sheffield, they weren't playing well, and they were rusty, they were tired. Aston Villa weren't in a good run of form. Bournemouth weren't in a good run of form. This is the first team we're playing where they're actually in not a bad run of form, and they've beaten some decent sides. So hopefully I'm wrong, other than the fact we get the win, because the win's all that matters at this stage of the season. But I think it could be tight. I really do think it could be tight. I think we'll come out on top, but I think it'll be a 2-1 win to United. I'm seeing a Bruno Fernandes penalty, another Bruno Fernandes penalty, and Anthony Martial to get on the score sheet. You just know, after his anger at not scoring in that game on Thursday against Aston Villa, he's going to be absolutely chomping at the bit to get on the score sheet. And that's what you love to see. Hungry strikers. He's looking at the likes of Rashford and Greenwood bagging, and he's seeing them scoring goals, and he's thinking, I want to get in on the act. I deserve to get in on the act. And he knows what he needs to do. And hope he gets in on the act. He's obviously scored a hat-trick as well this season. But he wants more. He's hungry for more. So I see Martial getting on the score sheet. 2-1 win to United. Get the points. Huge, huge. A massive win for us. Go into the top 4. 2 points a gap between anyone else below the top 4. So we're in the top 4 by 2 points. And if you look at Chelsea and Leicester's fixtures coming up, Leicester have got Spurs, which isn't going to be easy for them, especially if they play like that. And they've not got Soyuncu as well, which is going to hurt them. Chelsea obviously have to play Liverpool as well. To win this game tomorrow would be so big for top 4. So massive. So massive, because the pressure suddenly shifts. Because the pressure's all on us, because we're chasing. As soon as we get into the top 4, that pressure will shift to Chelsea and Leicester, and it's whether they can deal with it. And right now, they are not playing good football whatsoever. Krishna says, no more disappointments now. It's time Man United fans to be more positive. Man United will score 3 goals 100%. I like what you're talking about, Krishna. I like what you're talking about, man. And Mo says, 2-0 United, Greenwood and Maguire header, just for Siphon. Mate, Siphon, if you're still watching, mate, if Maguire scores a header, come back. I'd love to see you back here. I'd love to see what you got to say then, man. I'd love to see it. But always good. Always good. What a stream this has been. What a stream this has been right now. Hopefully we get more Arsenal fans in the stream more often. Hopefully we get more rival fans in the stream more often when we're doing well, because it just brings the banter. It just brings the entertainment levels. But yeah, that's my prediction. I realised I don't have my headphones, so I'm going to go get my headphones, guys, and then we can do the call-ins. Issa, by the way, Issa, thanks for joining. Really appreciate Issa. Hold on, guys, just a second. Issa, thanks for joining. He says, hey, Kieran, tomorrow will be a tough game, considering the fact that Leicester and Chelsea lost. The pressure is well and truly on. Quite nervous, but confident as well. I think you've summed up really what most United fans are feeling right now. Nervous, but confident. Because right now, we should be confident. We're playing unbelievable football right now, but there's so much pressure on us to get this win. But it's one of those things, it's like when you're opening a shaken up Coke bottle. There's so much pressure, but once you've opened it, all the pressure is relieved, and everything goes on Leicester and Chelsea. The pressure shifts, and that is what we need. And Liam, thanks for joining as well, Liam. Appreciate it. He says, hi, mate. Hope we get a great win tomorrow. And thanks to Bournemouth, we can go third. I'm going for a 3-0 win. I love your optimism. Love it. But, guys, I'm going to get my headphones now. And I'll be back with my headphones. And we can do the call-ins. But as I said, it won't be as long. There probably won't be as many people getting on, because I can't stay on for that long. But if you do want to call in, please do. Please do. Let me know in the live chat. And I'll stop blabbering. I'll get my headphones. What are you doing? Getting headphones. Right, everyone. How we doing? Lads? It's me, Kieran. Yeah, I've got to get headphones. Hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, some of you will know who that is. But right, hold on a second. Let me just move this camera because my headphones aren't long enough. But see, comedy comes in all forms on this channel. You know, you don't know when it's coming. Bit of comedy. But anyway, right, okay, we're ready. I've got the headphones in so I can actually do it. Everyone loving. Yeah, Owen made an appearance. He's a good, you know. I mean, in the end of the day, obviously before the haircut, you probably you might. I mean, I'm happy you guys knew. I'm happy you guys could tell the difference. To be honest, because I mean, I can't imagine what would have happened if he started spouting. I mean, I don't know what he could have said. He could have said anything there. He could have said anything, and I tell you, knowing him like I do, he would have done if he had the chance. But anyway, there he is. He'll probably making more appearances. In fact, on the watch along as well, if you could hear a voice in like if you watch the watch along and you could hear another voice, that was him. So there you go. But anyway, right, let's do this. Okay. I did promise Footy Live he was going to call in first on Discord, so I will do that, and then Kasim, I'll get you on as well. But as I say, if you want to call in, they probably won't be as long. I probably won't ask you as many questions, but yeah, it'd be good to hear what you guys have got to say. As always, it's about the fans, it's about you guys, and we've hit 10 likes as well. Thank you so much, Liam. Yeah, he does look exactly like me. Yeah, obviously, as I mean, I don't really need to say this, but we are siblings, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're not like I don't think biologically we're twins, but we're pretty close. I think the haircut did it. But anyway, Steph, I'm going to read quickly. Stefan says, if the defensive Bentner scores a header, I'll stop supporting Arsenal. I'm that confident. Love that. Absolutely love that. G, you screenshot it. Love that, G. Love that. Mate, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit on notifications and come back after the game, and you can have your say. In fact, whenever we next play Arsenal, I'll get you on to talk about it, mate. But right, we'll call Tom here, and we'll see what he's got to say. Tom, mate, how are you doing? It's going well, mate. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it, as always. As I said, it probably won't be as long, these call-ins, but it's great to hear what you guys have to say. Firstly, going into the Southampton game, obviously, it goes without saying that we're all very, very confident. But how do you think the game's going to play out? What do you think the key areas are that Manchester United can exploit?
Personally, the fullbacks, because Southampton like to play attacking fullbacks. I think they play Laverty at right back, and they play Bertrand at left back, and they're not that good defensively. You know, Southampton, they play a little bit like Liverpool do. They like the fullbacks to bomb on a bit and help out in the attack. And I think that's something that we can expose with, as quality players such as Greenwood and Rashford being the great wingers that they are. They can obviously exploit that. And like I said before with Liverpool and stuff, if these fullbacks go too far forward, then there's always that chance to go for a counter-attack. So I think obviously Southampton are going to come with a game plan, just like any other team does. We knew what Aston Villa's game plan was going to be. It was going to be sit back and try and play a bit more counter and try and break us down. I don't see that with Southampton. Southampton are more of a team who'll come at you and try and have a go. To be honest, I do like the manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl. I think he's a good manager. He's managed good clubs in RB Leipzig and stuff. And obviously he's got an amazing goal scorer up front in Danny Ings at the moment, who we're going to have to try and contain it somehow. But if we're talking of it from a Man United perspective, I'd say if I was in Ole's shoes, I'd just say to the players, exploit the width and just get some balls into the box. Get Martial to stay more central in the box where the goals are got, and I'd use Pogba more as a runner. In a sense, I wouldn't use him more as a creator tomorrow. I'd use him more as like an inverted striker. He'll make these runs into the box like that midfield, that like an attacking midfielder does. But it's like I say, we can play two different ways tomorrow. For me, I think we can use the width and use some wingers to get some balls in the box, or we can create chances through the middle using Bruno. So there's two ways, but I wouldn't say we should focus attackingly because Southampton are a very good team. I think I rate a lot of their players. I rate Danny Ings very highly. I rate James Ward-Prowse is a very good holding midfielder. And if they get a free kick off the edge of the box, he scored one last season against us.
Yeah.
And that was an absolute worlder. So I think, like I said, with Grealish, I think we contained him to an extent, but they've got more players to contain, I think. Ings is a player you've got to try and get a hold of. Exactly the same with Ward-Prowse, and exactly the same with the fullbacks. But I think we just stick with the game plan. Go in there with an open mind. I wouldn't say to my players, I wouldn't have said to my players tonight, don't watch and don't check your phone, don't check Twitter, don't check anything to see what the results were for the other games. Don't check anything because it'll put doubt in your mind. Leicester, I've been doubting it. I've said it for a long time. Leicester and Chelsea, they're flapping. They have been flapping because slowly as the restarts resumed, we've gained points on them, gained points on them, gained points on them, and suddenly we've caught up with them. And if we win tomorrow, like you said, that pressure has gone. It's gone. And then suddenly Chelsea and Leicester are chasing. And like I said, even if the results today wouldn't have gone in our favour, say if Leicester didn't lose today, if we win every game from now to the end of the season, automatically we would have finished third anyway, because we've got to play Leicester at the end of the season. But I think tomorrow is a banana skin waiting to slip on. I said it about Aston Villa. I think this is a lot. I think in terms of the games that we played, I think this is bigger than Spurs, to be honest with you, because obviously we can move third in the table. And I just think that Southampton are a team that we shouldn't underestimate.
Well, no, 100%, mate. Exactly. I think if you look at the way they play against Man City, and they've taken a lot of big scalps this season, and as you say, they've always got a game plan, and especially at Old Trafford, they always like to cause us problems.
Yeah, they're like our bogey team, really.
Exactly.
Last season we had to come from behind, and in other seasons with Drew, we've thrown everything at it, but we just didn't have that final gear to get over the line, really. But obviously, like we've said for the last couple of weeks now, this team's different. There's a different feel around the place, and I think if fans would have been there, it would have obviously boosted the players on a lot more, but we're playing good without fans anyway, so...
Yeah, it's almost if we should just ban fans from coming if we're going to play like this every week. But in terms of your kind of starting 11, would you change anything? And also, what is your prediction for the game in terms of score prediction, who's going to score, or just how the game's going to go in general?
To be honest with you, I don't. If I'm speaking about it from Ole's perspective, I don't think he'll change anything. If I was in his shoes, I would only have one thought, and that may be that Matic has played nearly every game bar the FA Cup game against Norwich. A 31-year-old, and he looked like he was struggling a little bit against Aston Villa, trying to contain Grealish all the match. And obviously he's going to have a good battle in the midfield with, I think it's Højbjerg and James Ward-Prowse. The two good players you're going to have to try and deal with. So I think the game might suit McTominay a little bit better. But, I don't think he'll change anything. But if I was in his shoes, I might slip McTominay in maybe ahead of... I don't think Fred really suits this game. We need somebody a bit more stronger, a bit more tenacity about them to hold these players off. And in terms of the score prediction, I haven't really paid much thought to it because I've been celebrating most of the night because of obviously what's happened. And obviously been saying in the comments that I've been buzzing and stuff. Well, obviously I got one of the scorers right last week in Pogba. So I'd settle for a 3-1 win. I'd settle for a 3-1 win. I think Martial will get on the score sheet with the hunger that you said and everything. I'm gonna put Rashford forward to score one, and I think might be a Bruno free kick or something that might bulge the back of the net or something. I don't know, but I can just see Southampton being one of the teams that will score against us. I don't think you can contain them for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think that would be a very difficult test. Obviously, even Man City couldn't do that. And yeah, they're a decent side. They are a very decent side. Danny Ings, of course, is really hungry to get the goals and to go for the golden boot. And they've got some decent players, as you mentioned. James Ward-Prowse as well. He is a really good playmaker. Who always seems to turn up against us. So we've got to be careful. We've definitely got to be careful. But Tom, mate, I wish we could talk more, but obviously. Unfortunately, I can't stay on for that long. But
yeah, it's fine, man.
Thanks for coming on as usual. Really appreciate it. And hopefully, if we speak after full time, we're speaking with the same level of happiness and just good vibes. Obviously, that's coming from Manchester United at the moment. Hopefully, you get the 3 points. A 3-1 win sounds good to me. But thanks for coming on, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later, man. See you later. That was Tom. Love Tom. Giving his views there, and I think he made a lot of good points. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, as he said, we can't underestimate Southampton, and it is a little bit of a banana skin potentially waiting to happen. As I said, we did say this about Aston Villa. If you look at the way that our record against these sort of teams, they are our bogey teams, and we seem to be getting over those hurdles. We seem to be winning these sorts of games now, which is great. But when there's a good run of form, you never want it to end, but you know it's going to end at some point. So we've got to be careful about that. But I've got all the faith in the world that we can go out and do our job professionally and get the job done. But obviously, when we've had these opportunities before, we have bottled them. And that is something we need to look at and just be professional about it. And I think he made a good point as well about the fact that the players shouldn't be looking at other results. It's the only thing that matters is winning. That is the only thing that matters right now. Categorically. Doesn't matter what Leicester do. Doesn't matter what Chelsea do. Winning is the only thing that matters right now. Getting 3 points. That's it. That should be the only thing in those players' minds, is to get 3 points. Win the game, move on to the next one. That's it. And realistically, that should be the only thing in players' minds throughout a season. Never mind towards the end of the season. Throughout the season, the one objective is just to win. Win games, continue to play the way we are. And the way we've got confidence, the way we're swaggering around the pitch, creating chances, I can only see us winning the game. But I do agree that Southampton are just that team that probably going to get a goal against us. But the way we're playing and the amount of chance we create and the ruthlessness we show in front of goal, I'm confident that if we go 1-0 down, or even 2-0 down, we can get back into the game, which is such a good feeling. But yeah, I'll let Kasim go next on the Skype. So if you want to call in, Kasim, we can have a little chat. And as I say, if you guys want to call in on Skype, please do feel free to do so. Or even on Discord as well. I think if you search, what is my Discord? I don't even know what my Discord is. So yeah, my Discord is Kieran Plays, because that's just how it is. I don't know why it is that way, but it is. But I'll probably be using Skype more often than Discord. So if you want to call in, please feel free to do so, and I'll answer your call and we'll get you on for a quick chat. As I said, I'm probably going to be finishing it off within the hour. So we're probably just going to be only going to be able to have a little quick chat, but I want to get your thoughts. Because I've spoken enough. I've been rambling enough. We've had the banter. And now it's time for you guys to have your say. Speak of the man himself. Kasim, mate, welcome to the stream as always. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I appreciate coming on, mate. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got to say. So I'm going to start off with the first question that I asked Tom there. In terms of team selection. In terms of just going into the game, obviously, we're confident, we're very, very happy, just good vibes at the moment are exuberating from all of us. But I'm going to ask you a slightly different question, actually. Do you think there's any chance of an upset in this game where Southampton potentially take points off us? Or are you confident that United are going to get the job done?
Look, man. Okay, 1 second. I just need to do something. I just need to type this up because I think it's true. I just wanna bring this up because I've always been like this for all Manchester United games at Old Trafford. So,
I wonder. I'm
okay.
excited now. I don't know what it's going to be.
2.
Mo, it's CIARAM.
Yeah.
CIARAM.
Manchester United. It's Manchester United, right? We haven't lost. Guess how many games we've lost at Old Trafford this season?
That's a good question.
In the league.
I'm gonna say 3.
2 times.
2 times, of course. Burnley. We lost to Burnley, remember? And
yes, and Palace at the start.
Palace, of course. Yeah, good shout.
Every game at Old Trafford, I think, except for maybe the big teams, like I always feel confident that United are, and even the Liverpool game, I felt United were going to slap Liverpool up by Old Trafford because I think Old Trafford is just absolutely amazing. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, last season we had a very big problem at home. We always got lost. Remember the Paris Saint-Germain game where all of us expected Manchester United. It's basically like this time we're all confident. Come on, boys, we're heading into this, and we're gonna go all out, guns blazing, without Neymar and Cavani. We're gonna go all out, guns blazing, and thrash Paris Saint-Germain 3-0 with Pogba going. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and I think
of course.
The players, personally, I think they need to get in their heads and perform. If they don't perform, then sell a bunch of them. Of course, I'm not going to judge Ole yet because I think he needs to get Champions League. I discussed with Old Man G earlier. Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer need to get Champions League. If they don't get Champions League, it's a failure because we look at the start of the season. I think we were favourites to get Champions League football because Chelsea, got banned. And Arsenal, they weren't really that good. And Manchester United were favourites. Get Champions League. If we don't get Champions League, Ole gets sacked and the players get sold. I think even Rashford and Martial get sold as well because you're in that team. You don't bottle the Champions League now. You get in the Champions League, and if you get in the Champions League, you've got the fans' trust back. And I'm gonna go on a rant here. You, the Manchester United players. But the Manchester United players, let us down last season. You bottled the Champions League, shameless and gutless. Now you got an opportunity to finish third in a piss poor season. You better do it. And if you don't do it, the bunch of them can, The bunch of them can, because you've done 2 seasons in a row. You bought last season, and now you expect the fans' faith to come back. I'm not going to get cocky just yet. If we get the Champions League, I'm going to be all over everything because I'm going to go that mad. I'm going to insult every rival fan that said about Manchester United. And people are on about Marcus bloody Rashford. Don't talk about the GOAT, man. Do not talk about the GOAT to me because that guy is something special. And I think this is mad, but I think he's going to do something special, like an overhead kick or something tomorrow.
Ooh, I like that.
I think he will do it because he owes me something. Rash owes me something, and hopefully he can owe me the dub, and hopefully he can silence everyone, silence that clown Mbappe as well, and So should I talk about the team selection?
Yeah, actually, you read my mind, mate. I was going to ask you about the team selection. Would you change anything, or would you keep it the same?
Of course, I need to do my preview as well, so I'm not going to give that much out.
Oh, go on.
But I think probably Brand Williams has to start for me because if we're gonna go out guns blazing, as Tom said, we have to do that. I think Brandon Williams plays because, Manchester United need to cross the ball, and I think Luke Shaw personally isn't that guy for me. I think Brandon Williams is the perfect guy, to make a cross. And I think people this season, I think Brandon Williams has been on the same level as Mason Greenwood this season, because every time he comes in, right, he just reminds me of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Brandon Williams. The kid's amazing player, very amazing player. And personally, I think, how old is he, by the way?
Brandon Williams. Oh, good question. I'm not sure. If you in the live chat know, let us know. I'm not sure how long. I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's around that age. I reckon he's around the age of Mason Greenwood. So yeah, 18, 19.
So 18. I think Brandon Williams next season. I think that's Luke Shaw's last season, because I think Brandon Williams for me needs to start, because I think he's something special personally. What else would I change in a game like this? If Southampton normally play very good football, I think they're gonna, in the first 10-20 minutes, I think they're gonna come out and play good football. But if that's the case, then Daniel James starts ahead of Mason Greenwood. If that's the case. Now, people in the live chat is going to give me pelters of abuse. So please, live chat, do not give me pelters of abuse. Listen me out. Because Mason Greenwood, against a counter-attacking team, I don't think he's that lethal. But Daniel James, look at the Man City game. He battered them. Absolutely battered them. So this is why I'm saying, if Southampton play in the first 20-30 minutes good football, I think Daniel James comes in, and if we counter-attack them, we'll absolutely batter them and probably score 4-5. But if Southampton sit back, Mason Greenwood plays, obviously. But I am confident Manchester United will break them down. But at the same time, if Victor Lindelof plays or Harry Maguire plays, I probably drop Harry Maguire tomorrow. I said Harry Maguire's the top 10 centre-backs in the world, but I think he needs a dropping, because I said in my show 2 hours ago that, he's not had the best of weeks. He got destroyed by bloody Stanislas. Like, who does that? And, of course, the Arsenal fans in the comments said about Maguire, I agree with him on the Maguire bit, because I don't really rate him into Van Dijk, because Maguire and Van Dijk are two different things. Van Dijk's way better than Harry Maguire, way better. But Harry Maguire for me is a very good centre-back, but I just think he needs confidence at the moment. But yeah, I think people are just like going on this English hype of Harry Maguire and why he's that good. But Harry Maguire for me needs to get dropped, because Lindelof's done better than him, and I think United fans need to know. I think you agree. Lindelof's done better than him.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting call. I think is a bit to potentially drop Harry Maguire. I don't think Harry Maguire is going to be dropped just because he's the captain, and I think it's hard to drop the captain. But I see what you're saying. I think definitely there are a few criticisms that could be had of Harry Maguire. I don't think he's had the worst of seasons, but again, I don't think he's had the best of seasons as well. So I definitely think there's stuff to build on with him, and I think he's kind of strong and stable. To quote Theresa May. Yeah. But ultimately, I think he hasn't had the best of seasons. But I'm not sure if I would say that Lindelof has been much better than him, in my opinion. But that's just me. I just think that ultimately, I mean, everyone has their own opinion. But I do think that if Maguire wasn't captain, he probably would have been dropped more than he has. But I just want to ask you a last question. Just before that, I want to read out a few comments as well. Issa says, Williams is 19. Looks like my internet's in quarantine. Issa, man. Issa, hope your internet gets better, man. And but in 19, so very similar age to Mason Greenwood. So, or 1 year older than him. And also, welcome, Graham. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. And he says, 3rd place, let's get it locked in and loaded tomorrow. Goal difference down to 3. Exactly, that result was so big for us, so big for us. But Graham, thanks for joining. And the last question I want to ask you, Kasim, is your score prediction, of course. What is your score prediction going into the game? And
I can't.
Or if
I can't give you the score.
If you don't want to give a score prediction, just how you see the game panning out.
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, yeah, your thing's a little bit lagging.
Oh, I think my stream did lag a bit there. To be
Hello?
fair. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sorry. I think I did have a little bit of a lag spike there. So if anyone on the stream did experience it, I apologise. But yeah, just kind of your kind of final thoughts on how you see the game going.
So I'm going to see how United can win and how Southampton can win the game, okay?
Go on.
So I'm going to first of all go how United can win the game before I get to the Southampton bit. How much United can win the game is just be confident, just pass the ball around calmly and all that. Don't try stupid stuff and just play it simple, personally. I think United need to play simple, and if they don't play simple, Southampton, they'll get probably more confident in the game. And if Manchester United play a silly like Bruno did against Tottenham Hotspur, you remember Tottenham, where we drew. If we play like that, I think Southampton will probably score 2 past us and probably win the game. But yeah, I'm confident United players won't do that. I think United players need to get that in their mind, because if they do that, if Southampton score twice, I think Manchester United will be worried to death. And also, I think Manchester United need a world-class performance from Rashford, because if Rashford doesn't perform, I think United have a chance of losing, because I think even though we've got so much quality, I think if Rashford is not having the best of days, like against Tottenham, basically, yeah,
of course.
I think we're going to struggle, because he's that good. Martial as well, man. Our front line is going to be hopefully world class. Hopefully we can win the game. As for Southampton, how they can win, I've seen Manchester United recently. If Victor Lindelof is playing, they need a fast striker up against him. Danny Ings won't work in a game like this. They need a fast striker that can go direct and give space. Well, actually, Danny Ings and another striker. I think Danny Ings needs to work hard against Maguire and Lindelof, so then that he can give space to the other striker if they have a fast striker that can go inside and, can score goals. Basically like Bergwijn did against us. So that's what I think Southampton need to do. But if they do that, they might have a chance. But I'm confident at the moment. And we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hopefully, we can get that 3 points. It doesn't matter how we get it, really, as long as we do get that. But, mate, thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate it, as always, man. And make sure you check out True Devils as well, as if you aren't already, in the live chat. But thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it. And, have a good rest of your evening.
I'll be in the live chat.
Oh, cool, man. All right, see you then. See ya. And thanks for calling in. So there you go. That was Kasim's views. Yeah, what a good stream it's been. What a good stream. Graham says, I don't agree with that. Rashford is having average games, but since there's so much quality in other positions, we can actually still put in quality performances. Well, I think Rashford before he got injured is very different to the Rashford after he got injured. No, what? No, the Rashford before he got injured is much different to the Rashford now, where it's almost as if sometimes when I see him play, it looks like he's kind of carrying a bit of an injury. And it's weird because even though he scored that penalty and it was nice of Bruno to give Rashford the opportunity to score that penalty, I still think that, I don't think he's performing to his absolute best, because if he was, I think this game would be an absolute wrap. The way Martial, Rashford and Greenwood would be playing would be unreal. Unstoppable. Simply unstoppable. So Rashford for me, even though he hasn't really, Rashford hasn't really got going that much after the restart, he's still contributed in some areas. Like he's got assists and stuff like that. So I don't know. But I think his claim of being a striker is probably fading away slightly because, Greenwood and Martial are doing such a good job. So they need to. Hopefully he scores more goals in due course. Graham says Matic and Aaron Wan-Bissaka had an off game versus Villa too, but thanks to the quality in other positions we put them to bed. That is a good point. Listen, I do agree with you that Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a pretty poor game. Matic gave the ball away a few times as well, so it's good spots. It's definitely good spots. Mo, if you want to call in, man, feel free to do so. Or if you want to call in after the game, you can choose, mate. You can choose if you want to call in now or after the game. Then just let me know, and I'll fit you on if you want to come on, or if you want to call in after Southampton game, you can be the first caller after the Southampton game if you want. So let me know. Well, I'll do whatever you like, man. I'll do whatever you like. Because you're a legend, man. You're a legend. So let me know what you want to do, and we'll do that. Okay, he's calling. Cool. Let's do this. Let's hope we connect. Hello, Mo. Can you hear me, man? Mo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, mate. I can hear you.
Hey, man. Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. Finally a pleasure to be on the channel, eh?
Yeah, exactly. It's the first time for everything, and hopefully it's not the last time, because love to have you on. But obviously, you know the score. I've asked the same questions, and I'll ask you the same as I asked the other two. In terms of going into this game, obviously we're all very, very confident. We're all just happy about the way United are playing at the moment. Do you think United are going to take all 3 points, or do you think it could be a little bit more difficult than that?
Look, mate, with the way that we've been playing lately, it would really be a shock if we don't take 3 points away from this game. But I think we're going to get a bit of backlash from Southampton because they're a good team, and if we're not in our best, we're not going to win this game. But we've been playing well. But what I've liked from Ole lately, that he's been consistent with his lineups, and we've not really seen that for a while with United. And I think if Matic is looking a bit fatigued, they can offer the last 3 games. I think I agree with the first caller. McTominay would suit this game.
Yeah, listen, I think that's not a bad shout, because I think Matic as well, you got to put into perspective. Obviously, he's playing decent football at the moment, and he has actually been performing almost better than most of us expected he would. But he is still 31 years of age, and he's not getting any younger. So to play him in every single game consistently, it's going to be tough. But obviously, you mentioned there potentially starting McTominay. Is there any other changes you might consider making if you were picking the starting 11 for this game, or do you think we should just go with the same 11?
No, not really, mate. If this starting 11's working and we're getting results with this, I think you should stick with it, because we've seen what happened when he's switched on players before, and there's just no real creativity in that team. But I'd like to ask you a question.
Go on.
Do you think that if we finish third and don't win any, this season be a good step towards the next season? I mean, if you look at Liverpool won trophies before they won the Premier League, and that really helped their players understand what it's like and to be winners. And I just think this team really needs that. You need to know what it feels like to be a winner, to start winning trophies. And I don't know if this team really has that right now.
Well, yeah, listen, I think look, that is a massive thing but as you said, the winning mentality is stuff that only great teams have. And whilst I think we're playing some really good football at the moment, obviously it's questionable whether we have that winning mentality right now. I think you're right 100% that winning a trophy is very, very important. Even if it's just the FA Cup, which obviously isn't seen as being as important as it used to be. But winning the FA Cup would be a huge step for this team, just because it shows you can win things. And once you've won one thing and you feel like you know how to win, knowing how to win and grind out results and lifting trophies is all about building that winning mentality. So I think if we were to win either the FA Cup or the Europa League, or even both, because the way we're playing right now, there's a possibility we could, get both. That I 100%, I agree with you. I think it would, be a massive step towards progressing in future seasons, and as well winning. The players like Bruno Fernandes don't come to Manchester United to not win trophies. They come to Manchester United to be successful. So yeah, I think, in my opinion, if we do win even trophies which people might not say are great trophies, it's a step in the right direction. And also, just to see Solskjaer lift a trophy would be absolutely magnificent. It'd be such a great picture. What are your thoughts on that, though?
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think that the FA Cup's going to be a bit more important than Europa League, because we have players in the squad right now that have won Europa League before, and that winning mentality hasn't really carried over. But I think a domestic win will really help us, and it will show teams that in England that this is a team to be messed with, and this is not a team to be messed with, and we're really coming for those trophies next season.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. I think that. Obviously, we've seen, even in this stream, people aren't taking this team seriously. You got rival fans coming in having banner or whatever. But I think if once we win a trophy,
I loved it.
Yeah, it's good. It was good, wasn't it? It was good bit of fun. Good bit of fun. Obviously, I mean, as I said, listen, I'm not going to dwell on it, but I still cannot. I'm still almost in awe that an Arsenal fan is still that confident just to come on and just spouts so much rubbish. I can't believe it. But fair play to him, I guess. But still. I agree.
No, good on the lad.
Exactly. But ultimately, I fully agree that right now, whilst people are thinking that we're playing well, they're still not fully convinced. If we win that trophy, I think then fucking hell, was a fly there. Sorry about that. Anyway, the fear is going to come back. But the last thing I want to ask you, Mo, is obviously your score prediction and just your general thoughts on how the game is going to plan out, if you were to predict it.
I think scoring early is going to be really important for us. We need to put this game to rest easily in the first half. If we let Southampton into this game and their confidence grows, it could really tend to be an ugly night for us. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for United. Like I said, and wire-headed. Cheers for Siphon. Yeah, and I think we will play in football, which Ole's tend to liken towards lately. But just don't let Southampton get on the ball too often, and we'll be fine.
Well, I hope any win for me is good, but 2-0 win, another clean sheet, I would absolutely love that. But Mo, thank you so much for coming on. Obviously the first time, hopefully the first of many. Really enjoyed it, and thanks for coming on, man. Hopefully you have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you so much, mate. See you later.
Yeah, man. See you later, man. Cheers. I'll see you in a bit. Thanks for watching as well. Thanks for coming on. There's Mo. First time. Could it be your first time next? Graham, to call in, I do have a Skype. I'll put my Skype in the live chat right now. But I'm afraid, Graham, I'm probably going to end it there because I have to go. But Graham, if you want to add me on Skype, you can do. My Discord as well is here. I'll just re-put it in the stream. So you can add me if you want to add me on Discord, Graham. But I'll definitely love to hear your opinion as well and get as many people on as possible. I'll read out the last few comments and then I'll have to say goodnight. But it's been a fantastic stream. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in and made it the amazing stream. You guys always do it. You always do it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Graham says, first thing, tomorrow's game is very important to see how much the team is truly improved because we've had opportunities to overtake teams this season, but we haven't capitalised. Very, very good point. And secondly, we need to get off to a fast start and having the home advantage, assert our authority from minute one. If we do that, the match will be ours. Very similar to what Mo said, but I think, again, a very, very good point. And I'm Mo Hersey. Last comment I'm going to read. Heavy rain, midnight, Leicester loss, amazing night. Love the poetry and the dab emoji at the end. I mean, how is there a more fitting way to end a live stream than that? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. You've been amazing. Really appreciate it. I'll see you after the Southampton game, hopefully with a big smile on my face and a big smile on all our faces as we go into the top four. And hopefully we can have a little bit of fun at Arsenal fans as well, because that's always fun. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.